President Obama and his national security team are trying to convince Congress to use U.S. military force in Syria.
A Senate Foreign Relations hearing has been underway now for several hours. You are looking live from Capitol Hill. The Norfolk-based USS Mahan is headed home from the Mediterranean. 10 on your side reported that at midday. That means the Stout, Gravely, Ramage, and Barry remain off the coast of Syria waiting for orders. And military reporter Art Kohn has been following the crisis in Syria from the beginning. And Art, how did the administration do in the Senate today?
Well, Tom, the Senate Foreign Relations Committee listened carefully to the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs make the case for military action in Syria. The chairman of that committee, Democratic Senator Robert Menendez, gave a hearty endorsement of the plan, but not everyone on the committee is on board yet.
Yes, there are risks to action, but the consequences of inaction are greater and graver still. Further humanitarian disaster in Syria, regional instability, the loss of American credibility around the world, and embolden Iran and North Korea, and the disintegration of international law.
We all feel the actions by the Assad regime are reprehensible. I don't think there are any of us here that are willing to support the possibility of having combat boots on the ground. And I do hope as we move through this, the administration can be very clear in that regard.
Well, let me be very clear now, because I don't want anything coming out of this hearing that leaves any door open to any possibility. So let's shut that door now as tight as we can. All I did was raise a hypothetical question about some possibility, and I'm thinking out loud about how to protect America's interests. But if you want to know whether there's any, the answer is whatever prohibition clarifies it to Congress and the American people, there will not be American boots on the ground with respect to the Civil War.
And I can tell you from my conversations, which I've had quite a few with members across the country, they are unified, Republicans and Democrats, in saying this is the wrong course of action for him.
Now, that dissenting opinion you just heard, of course, is from Republican Congressman Randy Forbes. When he talks about the members, he's talking about members in the House who have yet to begin their discussions on this. Now, we'll hear more coming up in our next half hour from Congressman Forbes and retired Rear Admiral Fred Metz about how sequestration may have played a role in the decision to bring the Mahan home and how the Navy's reduced presence in that region of the world, also a consequence of budget cuts, may have even contributed to Assad's decision to use chemical weapons. Art Kohn, 10 on your side.